Okay, I wanted to go over this with you, and I know this might be a little simplistic, but I think it will help as we are still having some problems with formatting and a few other things. But I just wanted to go over this with you to talk about, proper formatting using some, and we're also going to introduce count A. You've already done count if, and count ifs, and I'm going to introduce count A to you right now. Okay, and for those of you that want to take your certification for Excel, you're going to need to know count A. All right, so let's say you got this sheet to you real quick, and it's a 1980 yard sales sheet. You're doing it, and you have your products over there. You got a Walkman, you got one of those, and records. You got two records, maybe something like Duran Duran or Culture Club or something like that, or Boston or Eagles. And then you got some 8-tracks. And most of you may not know what an 8-track is, but it's a tape. Is what was before regular tape, and then before CDs, and it was 8 tracks, and they were actually kind of cool. There were cars that had 8 tracks. So a good friend of mine had a Thunderbird, and we had an 8-track cassette player in it, and it was quite nice. As we would drive to high school in the early 1980s. So I just dated myself. Anyway, if you came across a spreadsheet like this, you're going, oh, is there some missing data? You have this quantity 1, 2, 3, 6, and are you missing a product, or are you missing something else? So I'm just going to show this real quick right here. What if instead it looked something like this? And if it was just that simple change, where you have a line above and a line below. Oh, now we can see that we're not missing data, that this may be a total. And you could have different totals in a column, and then what's called a grand total. And a grand total, normally, you would look something like this, where you have a double bottom border. So you have a grand total. Now, if somebody sent me this spreadsheet, even if they don't write total out here, I know that this is 6 is a total. So there's a total quantity of 6. And, again, the reason why we use sum in here, and we can just go over here, and I'll go up here to formulas and sum right there for my 6. We now have quantities, but number of product types. So we have 3 different ones here. We want number of product types. So how many different things are we selling? And so I'm going to show you using count, and then I'm going to show you using count A. So first I'm going to make a mistake, because we can do equals count, and I'm going to bring up my count here, and I want to count how many products I have, and it's going to return to me 0. And we know we have more than 0. We've got, in this case, 3 products, but imagine a row of 100 or 200. And so how does it come back 0? The count function and count ifs, and that count numbers, not text or other things. So in this case, I would have to do equals count, and I would bring up these. Now this isn't sum, this is a count. So it's going to bring me back 3. Okay, so we're not summing this, we're just counting how many product types I have, but count will only count numericals. And it's just counting the numbers of rows. Again, we're not using sum. Okay, now count A will count whatever the number of values you have. So notice I did it on product now, and it gives me 3. So count A will count text. It just is counting how many of each that we have. Okay, and so I just wanted to bring this up to you to talk about proper formatting, and then we could, if we wanted to, this would be total. So it's very easy to see. And we can even come here if we wanted to do and format it that way. Okay, and that would be a proper way to do that. And again, here's count and count A. And the reason why we do this is, imagine if this was a whole bunch and we want to make sure how many of different products we have. So we just use this for verifications. Okay, again, if we wanted to sum here, which is the total number, so equals sum. Okay, and you already have done some ifs, and I can just take those, enter, it's 6. Okay, and we would do this to verify. Okay, and we could write this as, this is number of product types, but this is sum. Okay, all right, I hope that helped a little bit. So think about the way your spreadsheets look, especially if you're going to share them. All right, thank you very much.